welcome to Tabor Talk. So Tom Papa is on Joe Rogan today. Listening to it, I'm like an hour and a half in. I think it's a 3-hour podcast. So I'm going to play a clip in a minute. Joe Rogan says that Donald Trump is a poor leader, a polarizing figure with no empathy. So a lot of people are like, is Joe identifies as a progressive Democrat, liberal, except for the Second Amendment, but he's always going after the left. You know, this cancel culture and Joe Biden and all that stuff. So it's kind of confusing. Like my wife is like, we're Democrats, liberals, progressives, and Joe is always attacking the left. So she doesn't really like him. But I'm like, no. And another thing, he's not hard enough on Trump. But here you go. Joe, right here. Just watch this. Watch this clip. Joe basically says that, Trump is a polarizing figure, has no empathy, and basically the perfect president was his predecessor, Barack Obama. Okay, so watch this clip. And by the way, he discusses the social dilemma, the film documentary on Netflix about social media. He talks about that for a couple of minutes, and then he gets into Trump. Watch.
Yeah.
But this social dilemma makes me very concerned about the future, because all of these technologists and all of these people that have invented all this stuff that now are very unhappy.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating to see them discussing their own creations and see outsiders who are also technologists who didn't invent these things, but are seeing the patterns in these things and understand it from, a really educated perspective. They're saying this could lead to civil war. Like, people are getting more and more divided, and it shows in the film how social media has made people far more polarized, far more divided than ever before. The red and the blue and the this.
Sure.
It's like, it's disturbing.
What's the most dangerous part of it, and can it be corrected?
Well, there's a lot of dangerous parts about it, but the thought bubbles, the fact that these people get in these bubbles of thought where everybody around you thinks your way and everybody who thinks a different way is the enemy.
Yeah.
This is a really dangerous part of the reality that we live in today, because it's not what we anticipated. I thought that the internet and the age of information and all that we're experiencing right now would bring about an understanding and a nuanced perspective in life in all ways. Like, you'd be able to see things from other people's perspectives more easily, because it'd be more readily available, and it would be more encouraged for you to seek out all this information. But a bunch of factors that happen at the same time all have sort of made it worse than ever before. And one of them is Trump. Trump being such a polarizing figure, and whether or not it's justified, and how much of it's justified, and how much of it is liberal propaganda, and how much of it is Republican propaganda. When you look at the way people feel about him and the things they equate with him, like they equate white supremacy and anti-immigrant mentality and xenophobia and all these different things they think, and a lack of empathy, and which is probably accurate, right? If you could say anything about Trump, one of the things you would say that's negative is he seems to not be empathetic. He doesn't seem to care about other people the way you would want a leader to care about people. Like, you don't buy it.
Right.
Even when people die. Like when John McCain died, he still never had any empathy for the guy.
No.
And, it's just...
Yeah.
There's so many... And then so it's so easy to look at him, and even though in his mind, he's got to be a tough guy, and if people come at him, he's going to come back at them. But this is like sort of the mentality that someone takes if you're battling trolls online. You don't understand, like, you... As the president, you're in this rare position. You can't be responding to individuals because you're too big. You represent a different thing. You're not Donald Trump anymore. You're Donald Trump, who is also the president of the United States.
Yes.
And if you don't adjust the way you communicate with people and bring people together, and one of the things that Obama did brilliantly was he made you feel like America was something you could be proud of, because that guy's representing you. This really articulate, super smooth statesman who seemed elegant, and he seemed like composed, and when he would speak, regardless of his policies, regardless of the criticism you might have of his administration, the way he handled the role of president, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. A
Right.
plus. A plus.
No
A plus.
missteps.
No pettiness.
So there you have it, right? So Donald Trump is a horrible, horrible, worst president ever. Duh. And there you go. Just listen to Joe, right? Barack Obama was perfect, right? And so I hear a lot of people, like most of Joe's audience is right wing. I think it's like 60-40, maybe even more. So there you go. But still, Joe has the #1 podcast in the world. When he says these things, is he going to turn people off? I don't know. Okay. Way to go, Joe. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, peace, love, and understanding here in Tabor Talk.